Effective enterprise AI is built on data and context, which is why, as good as the popular LLMs are, they eventually hit a wall. In this episode, we're talking to Rahul Auradkar from Salesforce about building the foundations of enterprise AI and the future of AI agents. Welcome to Conversations with MarTech.
I'm Rahul Auradkar, EVP and GM for Data 360 and AI Foundations at Salesforce. Primarily, I drive the business surrounding data that forms the foundation, what we deliver as value to our customers through their customer 360 experiences, and what we are now seeing as a transformation from data and AI-driven transformation for experiences that we deliver for our customers. My background has been in the industry for a long time. I spent several years doing multiple different startups, data and AI startups. I did 4 of them. I also spent a long time at Microsoft. And prior to that, I worked in the in different industries doing high performance computation and Indian space research, etc. I'm an engineer by background. That's me.
All right. Thanks for joining us. So data and AI, they are becoming an inseparable couple in the MarTech space. Everybody we've talked to in the past year, the conversations seem to inevitably end up with data and AI. For Salesforce, you've got Data 360. That's kind of the product most people think of when they think of data and AI, but you've actually got an entire ecosystem in place now. You've got Tableau, you've got MuleSoft. How do all of these pieces work together to help businesses better understand and work with their data?
So first off, Mike, absolutely. That's a great question in terms of inseparable nature of data and AI. Let's take a step back. Why are they inseparable? What we are doing right now with what our customers are doing with their customers and also through their business applications is that the automations, the engagement, the interactions that they were driving with existing business applications now have been amplified significantly through agentic experiences. For driving those agentic experiences, the foundational need for it is data. In that sense, they're not separate pieces, but are integrated. And that integrated experience we're delivering through Salesforce, through what we refer to as Agentforce 360. It begins with the data layer. And in the data layer, you can see Data 360, which is essentially a foundational platform that allows our customers to bring in, unlock trap data, harmonize, unify, and activate it. Then you have Informatica that provides more value along the lines of catalog and governance and what we do with all the assets within the company that can be unified, like accounts and products, etc. Then you have MuleSoft that drives the integration. All of this is to create what we have now been calling repeatedly as trusted context. This gives both agents and humans a shared memory, seeing not just, for example, a refund request, but the lineage and the real-time status behind it. So if you start looking at this foundation that we are referring to, this supports the apps and the agent layers, where agents tap into established business logic, or maybe redefine business logic based on AI, based on what they learn through data. And that allows us to then automate the actions. Now, speaking of actions, these are delivered through the experience layer, and these are delivered through applications. Slack plays a great role here. Tableau plays a great role here as well, delivering experiences that are deeply analytical, that are built on semantics, that are delivered through the data layer. And also all these CRM applications and first-party, second and third-party applications that our customers are using to use our underlying platform to deliver experiences with customers.
All right. So I think you sort of talked about this. Much of the work with data is about being the foundation of AI, in particular, agentic AI. What do you hear from your customers about their agentic AI plans and where they think their data stands in relation to that?
So first off, what we hear from customers often is that, and you can hear this from analysts and all the others as well, as doing cool demos with the really, really fantastic and intelligent LLMs that we have out in the market right now. are relatively easy to do. But having those demos to drive production and business use cases, they consistently hit a variety of different aspects of walls. One of them is one is trusted data, trusted context. That's the gap that we're seeing. And this whole idea that the models that they're tapping into are super intelligent and they are impressive, but they tend to be business and corporate stupid, as in they don't have the context that allows them to be delivering the kind of value that that customers are expecting for the use case, for the instance, for the business value that we wanted to create. In that sense, the feedback is clear. There is inconsistency in defining data, defining context. There is trapped data that is there in different silos, and that is slowing our customers down. And they know that without a shared understanding of the enterprise, like knowing, for example, that a part A in warehouse is Q123 in a catalog, their agents are just guessing. That's what context is all about. The connecting all of these different silos of trapped data to make meaning out of that, and using our metadata foundation to drive meaning out of that. And then from there, driving insights that allow our customers to drive value. And the way we are seeing our customers doing that is through our Agentforce 360 and our Data 360 foundation. Let's take one example, Wyndham Hotels and Resorts is using our unified customer Data 360 foundation along with all the other assets that go with it to get a clear view of their guests, their partners, their properties, their hotels, their franchisees. And this is to unify all the data that comes from various different sources and automating those processes to deliver Guest 360 or a Reservation 360. And so they provide consistent, delightful experiences across all channels, across all modalities, and across all touch points. And we're seeing another example, Yamaha Motor Corporation. They're using it to bridge diverse business units from motorsports to marine, giving them a clean, governed data that they need to safely scale in this case with AI-driven personalization. Really, when it comes down to ultimately what it is that customers are realizing that if they want agentic AI that works, they just don't need data. They need the enterprise truth. They need trusted context.
Yeah, that's, I think if you go back maybe the very beginning of 2025, like I said at the top, data and AI is what we were hearing from just about everybody. By summer 2025 into the fall, context started to become central to all the conversations. And you've kind of said the same thing. It was data and AI as the inseparable pair, and now context is really rising to the top as something that's incredibly important. Why has data befuddled organizations for so long? Like, is it a technology problem? Is it an organizational problem? Is it something else?
I would say it's probably a mix of both. We just talked about context gap, and that's foundational. What historically organizations and businesses have suffered with is and we have, for the longest time, Mike, we've said that data is the oil, but the reality is, that enterprises are data rich, they're context poor, and even worse, they don't have trusted context. So in that sense, they have really struggled with different systems, really speaking different languages, and are fragmented. A customer ID in one system, for example, is just a string of numbers, while a shipment status is another, which is just a phrase or some sort of unstructured data that's coming in. This fragmentation is what makes enterprises this fragmentation is what makes LLM-driven AI outcomes corporate stupid. It knows the facts, but and in many cases doesn't know the fact because we have not unlocked the trapped data. But in many cases, even when you unlock the trapped data, they're not been harmonized to provide the right context. So technologically, the hurdle has been inconsistent definitions across systems, slow decision making, and that is limiting automation, which is foundationally what AI drives. Organizationally, diverse business units operate in silos, with this unified context or unified view being a problem that enterprises face all the time. And the way we are solving it is with Data 360 creating these golden records, and Informatica bringing in a master MDM, which is master data management for all business objects within the company. Like they could be products, they could be accounts, they could be suppliers. We create a shared vocabulary. Then what this does is it allows the entire organization, from warehouse to call centers, to agree that to work off of the same source of truth, which allows them to bridge this gap, this context gap that I'm referring to.
So we've talked about data and AI in context and how they've sort of dominated conversations throughout 2025. What do you think if we were having this conversation a year from now, early 2027, what do you think we'd be talking about?
I think we'll still be talking more about how they bring the foundations, right? As in, how do I connect data? How do I unlock trapped data? How do I harmonize data? And how does that become foundational? But more importantly, I think there will be a shift towards more targeted use cases that are driving business outcomes and ROI. And those targeted use cases will be delivered through agents. And then the conversation would have shifted toward, how do I orchestrate this digital workforce that we have that's been spawned due to the creation of agents? Where we are moving towards a world where digital agents will operate with reasoning, and in the context of working with humans or a human expert. And also companies won't be limited to one ecosystem. We know that heterogeneity is what companies will be really tending towards. They'll be governing and orchestrating multiple different agents coming from different platforms. And the future won't be about just having an agent. It's not like if you make a comparison to different departments and employees, agents will be a digital workforce that are working alongside humans. So there won't be an agent. It'll be having a unified, secure system that allows governance and allows us to then have shared memory, shared understanding that all agents then will be using. And this entire ecosystem will be coexistent. So we'll be talking about ecosystem, the coexistence, if you may, have multiple agents, and how do you orchestrate the digital workforce working alongside humans.
All right. Rahul Auradkar from Salesforce. Thanks for joining us on Conversations with Martech.
Thanks, Mike.